makeup loving friends, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Teresa. You'll notice I have another person with me, and if you've been on my channel before, you will notice that whenever this beautiful, gorgeous, transcendent, lovely lady is on, her name is Gaia, links down below to her Instagram, it does mean that we're doing a very particular type of episode on this channel, which is where we look at online reviews and we try to determine, are they reviews of shit or are they just shitty reviews? So I want to say a big thank you actually to Chloe and Charlotte, who actually sent me on a few reviews this week. So for this week, not in this. Look, you know what it is that I'm trying to say. They put some stuff in for this episode.
Thank you. We take donations and we appreciate them.
Yes, not sperm donations. The first thing we have is an Estee Lauder Brow Defining Pencil. Can I just say, terrible title for a thing. Brow Now.
Brown cow.
Brow. I'm like, okay, we get it. It's a brow thing. Hyacinth 44, which I just think of Hyacinth Bouquet from Keeping Up Appearances. So I'm going to assume that that's who it is. Richard! She's put down, not good. 1 star. Don't get me wrong, I love Estee Lauder products, especially the Double Wear Foundation, which in my opinion is unbeatable. However, when I found out my favourite eyebrow pencil was discontinued by another brand, well, you don't really love Estee Lauder that much because you would obviously use a different product. Anyways, whatever. We won't get into it. I turned to the above pencil as this seemed a very close alternative. And although in part 80% of this pencil was very good, it was the actual staying power that initially let it down. I tried it twice, and the first time, one half of one eyebrow seemed to rub off, not a good look in anyone's book, and the second time I had to touch it up several times. It is a real shame as the colour match was excellent, brunette, and it was also very easy to apply, but this alone was not enough to cut the mustard. I mean, that's a very confusing metaphor, but okay. I do find it interesting that she also said it was the actual staying power that initially let it down, which makes it seem that there's another thing that let it down, but there wasn't.
There was quite a few things. First of all, I'm imagining that 80% of it was good, as in if you chopped off 20% of it, the rest, that bit was good.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking that, like, when she said initially, it's like staying power initially. It's like, so how long did you leave it on for? Because you said initially, like, as if that was the first thing you noticed. But that wouldn't...
Yeah. I do think if she says, by the way, it's 80% good, then should it not be like a 4 star? Or something.
Yeah, like
just based on stats.
If it's 80% quality average value average, then that makes me think 3 stars.
Yeah. It doesn't add up. But then it does seem to be a thing because there's other reviews on this as well. Shelby gave it a 1 star and called it awful. She said, I love Estee Lauder and I'm a huge fan of their products. Are you and Hyacinth hanging out together? And she said, but this pencil is awful. It is heavy and clogs up your eyebrows. I've used it twice and half the pencil is gone from sharpening it. Jesus Christ. You don't get
a bit much then.
Yeah, it seems like you're kind of overdoing it. She says you don't get a sharpener and it doesn't seem to ever sharpen to a point, leaving thick and undefined eyebrows. £17 down the drain, terrible product. And then Caro then says, terrible, 1 star. I think this is the first bad review I've given for an Estee product. This, however, is a waste of money. It needs sharpening every time I use it. The end falls off when you sharpen it and it doesn't sharpen easily or cleanly. I chose blonde. It's far too dark for me and the colour is so soft that it's almost impossible to get any definition. And then finally, Ella Lock 12 also says awful. This is the worst eyebrow pencil I have ever used. You waste half the pencil by sharpening it. Its wet-like texture is just awful and it smudges. Worst £17.50 I've ever spent. Would definitely not recommend this to anyone. Also, that does mean it went up by 50 pence in price because somebody said £17 and then somebody else says £17.50.
Yeah, and also, but this seems to be an issue that they don't really care about because, I mean, the earliest review is 2016. The latest review of these 4 is 2020.
Yeah.
So
it seems to be a standard thing of like the texture being weird and it being too soft. Now that's fine for like, say, an eyeliner or something, but for a brow product, you need that stiffness, which I said it wrong. Not that, and here's me talking about brow products, like I know what the fuck it is that I'm talking about, and me with my brows, like I don't do anything to my brows. They're also hidden under a layer of fringe, so
fucking same.
I'm like, don't have to worry about this. But I would imagine that you do need to have very fine points when you're trying to make it look like there's hair.
I don't know much about anything, but like if you look at that's my felt tip pen. Like you can barely see that. It's literally like that
Oh
thick.
yeah, yeah.
So like it does need to, because it needs to imitate hair. Unless you're like blocking your brows in, which not to my preference, fair enough, but you want it to be precise and you want it to go where you want it to go. Otherwise you're just gonna get like, you don't want your brows to be like here, like Chanel waterproof volume, length, curl, separation, 10 noir. Not the best. 3-star by Tinsel. I needed a waterproof mascara as the Clinique one made my lashes fall out. This is okay. Keeps a curl on curled lashes, but it's very dry and it seems as if the tube is empty when it's brand new. But 20% off that day, so value okay. Disappointed by Miss Jane. I tried this mascara and for a waterproof product was very disappointed. Each time I've used it, I end up smudging and running. I even called Chanel to ask why this was and was advised by the Chanel consultant that it could be to do with what eye cream I'm using and to use a powder on my eyes.
Okay, so the first one, I love how they've completely skirted past the thing of like the Clinique mascara, which was not what they were reviewing. But the Clinique mascara made their lashes fall out, and I'm like, come back to that.
Yeah. Also, if they made your lashes fall out, I'm assuming they've regrown since, because otherwise, what are you applying this to?
Yeah.
Like I just solved a case, like in Legally Blonde with the whole perm thing.
Oh, best moment
spoiler
in cinema history. Best moment. I briefly considered.
Canon.
Totally. I briefly considered going into law because I thought it would be like, oh, I'll get tested on my specialist knowledge.
My first thing, that's why I wanted to go on like what's it called? Not Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Mastermind. Yeah, where you pick your special interest. I'm like, hello, was born to do this. I don't remember the other thing I was going to say, so.
Yeah, sorry. We are still here, we promise. I mean, it's a mascara. I don't really give a shit about mascara. I do find it interesting. Like, I mean, I know that she says, Miss Jane says, I have used it. I end up smudging and running. I assume that she meant it ends up smudging and running, not like I put this and then I go for a run.
No, she puts it on, she smudges it across, and then she just goes out for a run. That's her empowerment ritual. Gets her going in the morning. Who needs the gym workout music when you've got your? Instead of like cut and run, I'm going to smudge and run.
It's a very G.I. Jane
to these reviews again. Jade, shout out. Was it Jade? She was like, I love the backstory that you come up with for that product. Yeah, Jade, that one's for you.
You're welcome. I do love though that she went to the effort of going to like a Chanel consultant. And big props to the Chanel consultant for actually trying to help them and like advise on it. I mean,
she probably recommended her a Chanel powder.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, mascara are so basic that I'm like, you shouldn't have to be worried about the sort of creams that you're using. I don't think it's that big a thing.
No, and it shouldn't flake off so that like your lashes shouldn't be like touching like here. Like it shouldn't cause it to, if you put like, obviously if you put eye cream on your eyelashes and then try and apply mascara, yeah, but it shouldn't be transferring and then smudging around your eyes because it's supposed to only go on your lashes.
Yeah, it was a very weird one. So yeah, I mean, I don't think any of us are going to be getting Chanel mascara, partly because like I believe that would cost a bomb. So there you go. Shazza Tillett-Berry is back again. I mean, it does make you wonder. She's in this an awful lot. This is the Cheek to Chic blusher in The Climax. Who does she think she is? Nars? Bringing up some orgasm metaphors. I caught that one.
She looked like a boob.
It does, doesn't it? It looks like a nipple. Like a very large nipple, which all nipples are valid.
All nipples are beautiful.
Yeah. London 65 says there are better, cheaper alternatives. I'm inclined to agree. They say, I purchased this and for a couple of weeks was impressed. I take good care of my makeup, so was surprised to find that on opening the compact one morning, that the entire contents had shattered. I will not be purchasing from CT again. And this does seem to be a trend because Megs01 says 1 star broken within the month, which does make me wonder, are there fairies or like little elves? You know how there was that story about the shoemaker and then there were the elves that came in and made the shoes for him at night? Are there destructive elves who come in and just smash your blushers? You know, like that's, I mean, have they been here? They've smashed my blusher, you filthy elves. Anyways, yes, back to it. Megs01 says, a stunning, good quality blusher by a lovely brand and well looked after by myself. Unfortunately, very expensive for a 4-week use. Jesus. Very disappointed indeed. Phoned the usual very helpful John Lewis, only to be told that they do not refund or exchange faulty makeup. Cannot find any info about this anywhere and was very surprised to hear this. Have to put this expensive mistake down to experience, but do think John Lewis could do more, to be honest, and take the blusher and send back to the supplier. I buy a lot from John Lewis because of their usual excellent service, and this is well below par in my opinion. Will not buy Charlotte Tilbury again.
Extremely confused.
Yeah.
Within a month? Does she mean she used it up within a month?
I think based upon the title, she says broken within a month. So I think she's saying that within like the 4 weeks it was broken. But I'm like, dude, you've gotten really good use out of it for 4 weeks. And like, if it's broken, I mean, yeah, it's annoying. Yeah.
It's your fault if it's broken within those 4 weeks. They're not going to refund you because you've broken it.
Yeah. I mean, there are certain formulas that are more likely to shatter. We know that. Like, there are certain eyeshadow formulas that are likely to shatter, and like certain face products can be so loosely pressed that they could just whatever. But here's the thing: if you want to have it in a in a pressed format, just get some isopropyl and put it back. It's not that difficult. I've done it a couple of times, and if I can do it, and I'm a disaster as a human being,
and it's just really bad.
And like, frankly, you are going to get to a point where your blushers, etc., are going to look like this.
They tend to run out.
I actually love that I have something that I've used this much.
Like,
it does feel like they're kind of whinging over something that I'm like, oh, okay, but it will break. Like, are you also going to whinge to me about like hitting pan on something?
Faulty makeup, but it's not faulty.
Yeah.
You've used that much in 4 weeks that it's run out.
But it also hasn't, like, I'm so confused. Like you said, I'm so confused about what it is that they're complaining about.
No idea what they're on about.
Yeah. They need to come back and just let us know what the story is on that one. But there were more, because Sophie B then says, I love this blush bronzer ecstasy combo so much, but unfortunately the packaging really lets it down despite careful use, just in my bathroom, not taking it out in a makeup bag or dropping on the floor, etc. Have now had 2 of these smashed spontaneously in the compact. So disappointed, as I love the product, but can't justify buying another, as I know it will do the same again. I think it's exploding.
Well, it's like, yeah, I think so. And it's like kind of like the packaging of the Colourpop highlighters. You know, these, you have to get your nail into the, you basically have to get your nail in, run it along there, and then click it open like that.
Oh, yeah.
Really stupid packaging. And it doesn't need to be this big.
I don't like those because I'm not great with like fine motor skills. So yeah. I struggle.
I've done my nail, like I've broken my nail in it already.
Oh no, I don't like that. No. Then Anna Rom says something quite similar. She says, too fragile, 3 stars. As a real blush fan, I couldn't go past this product as I've heard a lot of good things about it and it looks so pretty. I got it in the colour Pillow Talk, of course. You know, Shazza, she does Pillow Talk. And it was just perfect for my skin tone, but my happiness did not last long. About 2 weeks into using this blush, it suddenly smashed into pieces. I couldn't bring myself to throw it away, so I'm still using what is left of it and still enjoy the colour, but will not repurchase unless they change the packaging. I only use it at home, while some of the other blushes I own, I can easily carry around in my bag without them breaking. Unfortunately, it's too fragile to make it practical, like me. I'm too fragile to be practical, frankly. Clara0007 says, this product literally fell apart in the compact. Well, I don't know why you have to say literally fell apart.
I guess metaphorically it could fall apart. Like, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
But we know, like, what?
The word is superfluous there. It's totally unneeded. So this product literally fell apart in the compact after only a few months. It wasn't finished, far from it, but literally started to disintegrate. A super expensive product that did not last. No response from Charlotte Tilbury customer care when I emailed them. We'll bring back to store to see if they can be more helpful.
Right. The one thing I'm now imagining is that the people in the Charlotte Tilbury like factory or whatever, they put like a self-destruct inside there.
Yes!
And they just detonate it randomly. They're like, let's detonate this one, and then just somebody comes back to their room. They've like left the room for like 5 minutes, and then it's like, oh, What happened? That's
Oh
all I have.
no, there's powder everywhere. Oh, I will say, can you imagine though if you, well, it's kind of your own fault if you're doing your makeup in a room that has a carpet and like you open it and then that's very stressful to me.
Me too. Just thinking about it because it happened to me. That's why I had to repress the one thing that I've ever repressed was because I was doing my makeup in the room when we were at the student accommodation. It was carpeted and it just went onto the floor. I was like,
I
and then
know.
I was there sitting on the floor, and I was like,
It's very upsetting. I think it's happened to all of us at one point that we've dropped something on a carpet or on a floor, and it's genuinely like I live with a cat who does like to just fling some of my things to the ground. So
apparently with some of these is you can like, I don't know if there's space in there, but you can like put like a little like a, not like a foam insert, but you can there's some things where you can put like something in there to like keep it from
yes,
much so that it's like doesn't have any space to kind of
move around.
tell, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. I don't know about the specifics of this packaging, so I don't know whether that'd be possible. But she
Yeah.
always has contacts, so maybe
It does look like they do need to review the packaging on this one though, if it's effing up that much.
Charlotte Tilbury again, airbrush, flawless finish, skin perfecting micro powder in one. Apple Sweet says, why no applicator? I bought this expensive compact purely on the basis of the great reviews, but having received the powder, I'm completely baffled by other people's comments. Particularly as no one else mentions that there is no applicator, which I realise now is to make you buy their brush. But what's the point of a portable compact with no applicator sponge? The powder itself is decent, but nothing special. The packaging looks cheap, shiny bronze plastic, like something from a budget range. Really disappointed. And then Phoenix says, powder compact. Okay product, but not overwhelmed. Although it sets makeup quite well. Limited colours.
Okay, we've said this so many times on releases and rants that when we see like a face product, like Dior are fucking culprits for this, that they put a shit applicator brush, like a spongy applicator brush, and we're like, ugh, gross, ugh, who the fuck is using it? That person apparently, like, I never once in my life have bought something and gone, why isn't there a brush with this?
The only thing I've ever used that's come in the actual thing is I bought the KVD mini locket powder and it comes with like a powder puff and I find that that's the only thing that works with it, like to like push it into my
Yeah,
face. I like that. But otherwise, no. I've heard the only other ones I've heard is like it's the eyeshadow brushes that get me, the double-ended foam applicators that they're like Chanel put in there. The only brushes I've heard that are good are the Sigma ones apparently because the brushes. So in the palettes they'll put a brush that's actually usable.
yeah. Other than that, I don't get it. But like, I agree totally with the second person of like limited colors, because if you look at Charlotte Tilbury, their range not great, not inclusive. So I think they're onto something there, and I think that's a pretty fair review. But this whole thing of like, I can't believe I'm buying this and there's no brush. I was like, did you not look at what you were buying? It was very clearly it's like if you go on to the John Lewis thing of the Charlotte Tilbury, it says you're buying a compact of powder. It doesn't say anything about like a brush. So why are you whinging about there being no brush when it was very clearly saying that there was no brush?
It's like it reminds me a while ago of the Yes to they showed two in the picture. The description it was just one and they were like only one arrived. It said two. Oh, now I've just remembered the I'm upset. I'm like,
Please stop sending. I'm upset. But like, even with this one, in the picture, there's no brush. So it's like if you're buying based on pictures, which by the way, don't buy based on pictures. That's not a way to live your life. Said the woman who does that an awful lot. But like, I don't understand this particular one. Then on number 7, so that's Boots' own brand, they have the Pure Retinol Night Repair Cream, 50 mls. It's £34.95. It has 40 ratings and it comes out as almost 5 stars. Somebody by the name of Intrigued put this particular one up. Says 3 stars, has some effect. And then goes on to state, I have never really bothered about lines and wrinkles, but I got this as a free sample, so I thought I'd give it a try. Not sure what the problem is with unmoisturized skin, but there you go. The cream seems to go on okay and is absorbed pretty well. I put it on one side of my face for a week, under the eyes, to see the difference. Ah, Bit of bad makeup science, I see. But I can't honestly say there was much. I suppose my skin was a bit softer after the week, but not sure the benefit would be worth the price.
This isn't an eye cream,
Yeah, it's not.
but like with retinol, that's the only thing where eye creams can actually make a difference scientifically is that they with retinol stuff that you need to usually use like a occlusive layer of something else so that it's like a barrier, so
Active.
dry out the eyes as much because the skin under your eyes is thinner and more delicate.
Yeah.
Doing bad makeup science, great, but also like for a week, you're not going to see a difference with retinol for a week. It takes months.
Yeah.
Uh, Unmoisturized skin, yeah. The problem with unmoisturized skin is destroying your acid mantle, destroying your skin, meaning it can't keep out all the stuff it needs to keep out. So that's the problem with unmoisturized.
Yeah. And even just from a very like basic, superficial level, if your skin is unmoisturized, it doesn't look good.
Oh.
It looks dull, it looks faded. And even if we're talking, because obviously this is a channel where I talk about makeup because I'm a little bit obsessed. If your skin is unmoisturized, it doesn't let the makeup sit on it at its best. So
Makeup it's gonna sit unevenly. It's gonna settle in more because your skin is not. It's not the best it can be.
yeah, it's going to be dry, it's going to be patchy, it's going to be problematic. Like I do think like this person was trying, like they were giving it a go, which fair, but I think they weren't really sure what it was that they were doing, and that's fair because I do that all the time. But maybe they should have like had a little chat with maybe somebody who works in Boots
Like,
to
actually no, they got it as a free sample, didn't they?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you would think maybe if you were going to spend the money on this, so £35, then you would probably do more research, or you would be knowing more about retinol and the properties of that. But I'm thinking now, if it's a free sample, did they get the whole product, or did they get just that many days worth
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. In which case, like maybe it's that with samples they need to put more information with it so that people know.
to do
Like,
with it?
yeah,
Put them under their eyes.
it's an odd one. Like, I mean, I like a bit of skincare myself. Like, I've gotten more into it. That's why my skin looks so much better these days.
Do
I'm so beautiful. I can't help it apart from this one spot. Fuck you, spot. Fuck you. But that's all right. We'll get there.
This is the Revolution Creative Brow Block. K 2015 says terrible. The product starts off very slick, so you need to work hard to keep the brows in place. When it goes tacky, some parts start to peel on the skin, and then when it dries, it's like PVC glue, PVA glue. So it actually starts peeling and flaking. I've liked other brow products, but unfortunately not this one.
I hope they did actually mean PVC like the windows.
PVC is the like pleathery type of thing, isn't it?
But isn't there PVC windows?
Yeah, I think it's like a plastic that's like polyurethane or whatever. So it's like,
Science.
yeah, but PVA, I think you meant, but
Yeah.
it's nice to put on your hands and keep.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That's what I used to do in art class when I was younger.
Like if you're a picker, like face and whatever, PVA glue on your hands.
And if you're really big into like spots and like picking at them, what you do is you put it onto a pumice stone. Yeah, because the pumice stone has all of the grooves.
So then when you pull it out, it like goes. My
Yeah,
God, life.
there you go. I do that with my clients all the time. Like if they have like, and it's really funny because I'm like, I'm dealing with them and I'm like, I'm not great at that myself. But anyways, it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, I do find like things like this interesting because I so appreciate drag artistry, and like obviously you have to be able to block your brows for that, and having a cheap alternative for that is great. However, this obviously doesn't seem to be doing the thing. Although like drag artists often use, that is it Elmer's glue?
Yeah, no, they use like the PVA Pritt sticks, sorry,
Yeah.
to like glue them down. But like I think it might be Daniela that uses spirit gum, which is quite like
Mm. So like, I kind of wonder because like a lot of the things that you have to do to get your brows to go down like that, it is that sticky sort of formula. So I'm like, maybe they just don't know that
Uh, but
that's
it
the
should
nature of the beast.
by the time you finish one brow, like you should have some time to work with it because you have to really like put them flat to the skin so they're almost like no texture, and you have to keep doing it and layer it until it's like you've gotten to the point that it comes out so they're flat. So me saying this as if I've done that before, I only know in theory. So yeah, I get that, but it shouldn't be like peeling off while you're still trying to mold it. So
Yeah.
you have some flexibility and some time for you to do that.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like it's and yes, it's cheap, but like you can get Pritt stick, etc. for less. I don't know if I'd necessarily go with this when there are other alternatives that are a similar price. I'd love to see what Elena thinks of this.
Elena would make it work though because she makes everything
Honestly,
work.
that's the thing, and also like she doesn't really have any hard brows anymore. So like, fuck you, Elena. Fuck you. In the nicest way possible. We're now bringing in clothes because fashion. And Charlotte tagged me in this. Like she sent me on this. This is misguided, oversized court shirt with volume sleeve in sage. It was originally €38.99, but went down to €15.55 for a reason, it seems, because the average rating is 1.9 and there are 7 reviews. I love the color of it because green is beautiful. But when I go to the reviews, this is from, they all just say verified purchaser, which feels very like, oh, do we not get a name? I want to know their backstories, you know? So this is just simply titled Green Shirt. I bought this about a month ago. I would love to tell you about it, but ASOS lost it somewhere. Never bothered to tell me until I inquired about it and then told me to reorder it, by which time the price had to go up. That is annoying, to be fair. Then another user said, 1 star, way too big. That's not what she said. Something went really bad with the sewing and the sleeves. You need to have huge shoulders to fit you. I got the smallest size, still it did not fit me properly. Sorry. It's a no. That felt very X Factor or like American Idol there. It's a no from me, Randy. Then another one says weird shape sleeves. Not weird shaped, weird shape sleeves. I sent this back. The shoulders were really wide, so the huge sleeves started at your elbows and looked like something from the Beatles' Yellow Submarine film. That is such a specific reference. I kind of love that though. Using a really niche thing.
This all the time, it's like my dad got this like 0 sugar maple syrup. It tasted horrible. I said it tastes like when you lick an envelope.
Oh,
Exactly.
oh, that's gross. Yeah. And then the very last one was awful. I visioned this. I think they mean I envisioned this to be short sleeves. My mistake. Would look better though. The shirt is really oversized. You'd need to buy 2 4 if you wanted to look all right for a usual size 8. I sent this back as I looked like Henry VIII. And that's just made me think of the musical 6. So I'm here for it.
I kind of was a bit skeptical of whether these people had really thought about their purchase at first because it was like, with this second one, you need to have huge shoulders to fit you. Because I was like, oh, it is oversized, but I don't think it should be like two to 3 sizes bigger. I thought it'd just be like a size bigger.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not great with fashion. I don't tend to buy clothes for myself that often. I feel uncomfortable in most things. That is my life. I'm wearing a jumper that I've had for the last 10 years. That's
Oh, same. It never grew, so.
and it has a badger. I had to explain to Sahil what a badger was today because he didn't know what it was. So that was fun.
I like the colour. The actual thing is rather hideous, I must say.
Yeah, like I would definitely scroll past this because I know that this would do nothing for me.
It would, because I don't know, I feel like it looks like it would feel weird.
Yeah. Or like a stiff fabric.
And it would like graze past you and then make you think that there's something crawling on you or something, like that vibe. Yeah,
No, don't like. But it feels like no matter how much fabric softener you would use, it would still feel like you had starched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not my kind of thing.
I wonder whether that's individualized to this or it's individualized to their brand. But I don't know whether that would be any help whatsoever. But I mean, The fit assistant things are weird because sometimes even clothes vary between brands as
Oh,
well.
I don't like that. Stresses me out. I don't. Right, I'm going to say this right now. What the fuck do they mean by a size 18? Right? What are the measurements for that? Why is it that men get like a 34 regular or a 30? Why don't we have that?
Yeah, what is that?
Please explain. I am saying that the revolution starts here and it starts now. No more of this bullshit, size 18 is this, and then it's actually a size 14 in another place. The fuck?
Like, I just imagine a person that's about this tall. What are we doing? And they differ so much between stores.
Oh, it stresses me out. That's why I don't like shopping. Because I already have enough issues with my body. And then we put this value on, you should be this size or this size. And we're like, well, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because, there are certain, I'm not going to get into it, but I think we all know.
We all know. If you know, you know. And everyone knows.
Yeah.
About but no, we're not singing the bird song.
Anyways, it's nonsense. And it's an ugly, ugly shirt.
It
so,
is. Wear you anyway, so.
Yeah. Don't know what you were thinking. I assume it was a 3 o'clock in the morning drunk purchase. And
Baby grow, but with the bottom chopped off.
Do you know what I think it was? It was one of those like, I want to be a manic pixie dream girl. Like one of those ones that's made by men that it's like, oh, she's beautiful but never tries, and she
Can't think about me.
And for that reason, I think it kind of bugs me because I look at that and I'm like, it's clothing made for a woman that was written by a man.
Yeah. This is the ordinary AHA 30% and BHA 2% peeling solution. Mariam says, I did not get it. It missing. I did not get it and I will never order from you again. Passive aggressive smiley face. Mary says, terrible service. Was opened and screwed on lightly when received. Terrible service. Will not be ordering again. Adnan says, bottle opened. Bottle was unsealed and was half empty, totally unsatisfied. And then Paula said, broken. I couldn't taste it because it comes little bit broken. Door to delivery. Unhappy face.
I don't think you're meant to taste it.
Yeah, I don't think you are either. I really wouldn't, especially not AHAs and BHAs. Like, I wouldn't be ingesting those.
Like, if you cleanse my face, you'll cleanse my insides.
Purify. I mean, what would I don't know. It's like forbidden skincare. Like, why would you think that this would be the thing to taste?
Delicious. It tastes youthful. I mean, it does. What is it like? I mean, I get this is from Beauty Bay. Are you surprised when people are whinging about the poor service? Because that's been a thing over the last couple of weeks that we've talked about. Hey, Beauty Bay, maybe get your shit together and stop pissing off the customers.
Send them a new one. Package your stuff.
Just saying. But like, why is it that some of the things are winding up they're opened?
Or what's that about? Part of this whole skincare thing, yeah, we have preservatives, which is great, but once they're opened, they have a certain like time that you're supposed to use them in, and who knows how long they've been open for. Who knows, people in this age where people like drag them across their face and stuff, you don't know where that's been. Like, you want it to be sealed, like a water bottle. Can you imagine if you bought a water bottle from the shop and it's already open? Like,
I mean, we're living in a global pandemic. It's still happening, apparently. Come on, lads, we need hygiene. What are they doing? For something like this, I'm like, you need it to be hygienic. Why is Beauty Bay? What you doing?
And also, next day delivery means like within the next 24 hours.
No. It actually means in the next 5 years.
I think you missed the memo when they like decide that, but yeah, that's the thing.
I like how they're like really approaching things like in a very existential way of like, what even is a day? Is it 24 hours or is it a state of being?
What is time? Time is timeless.
That's what's happening at Beauty Bay headquarters. Yeah, I mean, fair enough to them. The Ordinary are in it again. This is with their niacinamide 10% plus zinc 1%. ABCDEF is their name, apparently. I mean, that's a new age kid from a new age parent. There you go. Good. 1 star. Always out of stock. This is not good for those who wanted to have a regimen, who wanted to stick to the product. The supply is so unreliable, so frustrating. JM Nurse. The smell repulses me. Oh, that's like an ex of mine. Oh, nice. I had heard good things about this brand, so bought 3 skincare products and 1 foundation. The foundation is the only one I can stand the smell of. Stomach churning. Can't use, so can't review. And yet you have. It's like that meme that's like, somebody said that somebody came up to me today and told me I'm unapproachable, and yet here you fucking are.
I love that.
I mean, I will say I totally sympathize because I'm very sensitive to smells, and if something smells, I can't use it. So I totally get that. I think that's a pretty fair concern. Yeah, I always find it funny when somebody's like, I can't review it in that, and then I'm like, but you have though.
Like, and also the thing about the whole smell thing, because I'm exactly the same with scents or just lots of things, but it's kind of like a bit of a like difficult one with The Ordinary, because obviously none of The Ordinary products have like essential oils or any fragrance, and that's part of what's good about them, because they're obviously just like basic things that work. But on the other hand, like the alternative is obviously having it smell maybe nicer, but then obviously having that in there, which is irritating. So it's like, but it can be done. Like there are plenty of products that smell like ass and they do good for your skin, but like I feel like there's a middle ground. There's like floral everything, and then like no scent but like smells like horrible. So I feel like we can do a bit of a negotiation.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that first review of giving it 1 star, but saying that it was good, but then that they have it out of stock, that's not really fair.
So this is not good for those who wanted to have a regimen, who want to stick to product. Maybe there's lots of people that want to stick to it and have it as one of their key products. It's not just you.
Yeah.
Like it felt it's like they're gatekeeping this product.
Yeah. But like, I will also say The Ordinary you can get in lots of other places. So like, it's not fair for you to downmarket just because you can't always consistently get it with Beauty Bay. Like I will say I've had a similar thing recently where there is an eye makeup remover that I use from Soap and Glory, and I don't know if it's that they've discontinued it or what, but I can't find it. But I'm not going on and being all like me.
The Ordinary glycolic acid 7% toning solution. Brogan says The Ordinary. Yeah, we need that. So I absolutely love this product. However, it did not come. I spoke with Beauty Bay on many different occasions chasing when I would get this delivered and received no response after paying for next day delivery. Took 5 days to say they'd lost the parcel before going in transit. Can't get the lid off. Have used this before and it's great. Recently ordered 3 bottles when back in stock, 1 for myself and 2 as gifts. But I can't screw the lids off them, any of them. They are fitted so tightly. Then Sarah says, I need my money back. My product's a loss. I need my money back. 3 months now.
I mean, okay, good that the lids are on tight, because we saw that there was an issue before of things not being sealed. So I guess, they've overcorrected, really. I mean, how many times?
Really tightly.
Yeah. I mean, it's not ideal. But how many times are we going to have to see people complaining to Beauty Bay about their poor delivery service? I know somebody was commenting in our last episode, kind of saying, well, if they don't complain there, where do they complain? It is kind of getting to that point in ways. I still think like you shouldn't bring down the mark of the product as a result, because a lot of them are actually saying they like it.
You're making the brand look bad when actually it's Beauty Bay. And I can understand people's frustrations because Beauty Bay are not being great with dealing with these complaints. So yeah, you're like, well, I need someone to hear me, and that's completely valid, but it won't, I don't know, I feel like the problem is Beauty Bay obviously unveiled this really good deal with like, sometimes they have like exclusive like $4.95 and you'll get next day delivery for the whole year. But it's not actually next day. So there's loads of these people which were understandably annoyed, and they need to fix it. They need to be going back through and seeing where people have not gotten it after a day, and they need to be doing something about that, because otherwise they're a great brand as in their own makeup and stuff. But people will start using other sites like Look Fantastic and Feel Unique, the other ones that do like multiple brands. Like they will do that because it's available to us.
Yeah. Well, that's what I do. I only go to Beauty Bay when it's one of their launches. Other than that, I don't go near them. So Beauty Bay, please get your shit together and learn. Like, I think this is the thing that annoys me is they have that €4.95 hall pass. Don't offer this if you cannot deliver on it.
I understand, like, okay, yeah, pandemic and stuff, but they bought that deal out during the pandemic. You can't be making those big promises and not sticking to it because people are paying a premium for that. I mean, it's ridiculously cheap. I'm sure that people would probably pay like the full price, if not like £15-20 a year to do that. Like, and if that takes that extra money for you to be able to do it, fine. But people would pay it, but don't put it at a really low price where it's, there are people that, don't have all the money in the world, and it makes it more convenient for them to be able to buy something like that so that they can get things like short notice. It's like an Amazon Prime deal, but Amazon Prime actually does it on time.
Yeah. Next thing we have then is The Ordinary again, and it's their hyaluronic acid 2% plus B5. And Nada just gave it 1 star and said, received very hot. I received it too hot, didn't try it yet, but it is not supposed to be hot. I am afraid that the ingredients no more active. What?
Yeah, it's not supposed to be hot.
No. I'm wondering if it was like maybe left in a particular part of like a van or something that didn't have cooling agents or something.
Yeah, because there's nothing, because it's sealed, there's nothing in that could have reacted to itself. It's not like an activated ingredient. It's not like you shake to heat it or something. Like, it's not a heated product.
So many questions. I would say don't use it just in case.
I just assume that, like, I don't know. Yeah, don't use it. That's not great. But, like, I don't know what has gone in there. I don't even have a theory.
We don't have a theory. It doesn't matter.
I think ever in the history of the series, we're actually moving on before like 10 minutes has gone by and we've made up a whole backstory.
There we go. We've done well. It's a first. Well, it only took 5 episodes, but there we go.
The Ordinary, again, 100% niacinamide powder. So Coyote said, wait, is this expiry date?
Intrigue.
I'm confused. Isn't EXP means expiry date? Today is June 2021. Today is June 2020. Oh, as in within. And I got this with 8/2021 on it. So I bet it's an old powder.
So they have 2 months to use it.
Yeah. And then I know says, what do you know? Sorry. Says it's expiring in 2 months. It's a great product. It is healing my acne scars and brightening my complexion. It also calms my skin down, but that might be the work of the hyaluronic acid add B5 serum rather than this. However, it's expiring in 2 months. I got this product on June 7th and I have almost 2 months to use it before it expires in August. A lot of product is going to go to waste no matter how much I use it, and that's disappointing. And that makes me want to ditch this product in the future and buy the niacinamide serum instead, as that have instead of the expiry date, even though the powder has a higher concentration of niacinamide. I checked The Ordinary's website and a lot of other reviewers have the same problem. I hope The Ordinary fixes this issue and doesn't let it happen again, otherwise it's going to affect the consumer's trust a lot. It might be one of those product after opening. That must be what it is.
Yeah. Like, I wonder, is it maybe, because I don't know a lot about these things, but is it that this sort of stuff naturally has a very short shelf life and that literally they can only have it out there for about 3 months?
Sounds dry. So the idea behind this, as far as I know, I haven't used it, but you get a little bit of the powder a bit at a time, and then you mix it in with a bit of water each time you want to use it. So actually, in theory, because it's dry, it doesn't have any wet ingredients in it. It should actually last longer. So, like, for example, your eyeshadows last longer than your foundations because the liquid is what is going to make it go off quicker. But this shouldn't be 2 months away. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. Like, if you look at, I know it's not exactly the same, but if you look at, like, I don't know, your powder or whatever, like a blusher, it's 12 months.
Yeah. That seems a bit weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, very weird.
And kind of dodgy to have something on their site that's going off that quickly.
Why they haven't put preservatives in it, because preservatives, they get a bad rep, parabens and stuff get bad reps, but you need them in your thing so that this doesn't happen.
Yeah. We don't like mold in our stuff.
I'd rather have parabens and nasty ingredients in them than have mold.
If I hear one more person say clean beauty, I'm going to take a rolled up piece of newspaper and smack them on their nose.
I cleaned my makeup products on the outside today. That is the only clean beauty there is. There's no such thing as clean beauty. Essential oils are not good for your skin, I have you know, and clean beauty loves essential oils.
Oh, such nonsense. But yeah, I don't know what this is about or why it is that they're selling stuff that's going out of
We're
date.
running out like ideas for these. Like these don't make any sense. Like science is being defied right now. We're stumped. We live for the science, no science.
It's a very difficult time for us all. And the very last thing that we're looking at is from our Lord and Savior, Amazon. And this is the Beauty Glazed 15 Colors Glitter Eyeshadow Palette, Shimmer Ultra Pigmented Makeup Eyeshadow Proof Powder, Long Lasting Waterproof. Jesus Christ, you know you're on Amazon because they give you like a novel for, for the description. Anytime I see like Beauty Glazed, I instantly think of Elena because that's a lot of what she built her channel on. But it's really interesting to see some of the reviews here. So we have Shadow, who is a verified purchase in the United Kingdom. And I said, I have been given an already used one, secondhand, has finger parks in several colors. I assume finger marks. Noticed as soon as I opened, so definitely wasn't done by me. Contacted them for help, but no use. I can't return it for my money back as I haven't got access to a printer. Avoid. Then Nikki Kate Hazel, again in the UK, gives it 1 star and says, don't buy. Looked lovely, came in perfect condition, unfortunately doesn't apply well at all, and I woke up the next morning with a swollen eye and bruised eye. Wasn't expecting a lot for the price, but certainly wasn't expecting that. Then Louise Bourne, also in the UK, says, 1 star, don't buy. This product is dangerous. It has caused sight loss in my friend's eye as there is sand and asbestos in the product. This does speak an awful lot of like, my friend's cousin lost their limb because they had a vaccine. But okay, Sandra. I mean, it's actually a Louise, but she does feel like a Sandra. Then we have Carl, who says, just bad. And again, this is in the UK. There are real glitters, and I got scared that it's gonna blind me. Okay, there you go. Then Rianne Collins gives this headline, warning asbestos.
Asbestos.
Yeah, asbestos. Like no comma, not like warning. Punctuation is important here. Part from it might kill you. I mean, I think you mean apart from it. These have been discontinued because it has been found out they have asbestos in them. So don't buy unless you want asbesto. Well, they don't. They actually don't. There was a whole...
Apparently one did or something.
Yeah, one did. One did. But they went through the whole catalogue of everything else that they had and they tested it quite extensively. And that was it. So I hate this fear mongering. We had this on a previous episode as well, where they were like, talc, it's a known carcinogen, blah, 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 blah. Stop freaking people out.
Well, it's also like, you know, like if you have like a product at a store or whatever, and sometimes they have to do those what they're called, the product recalls, because they find that a batch has been like contaminated with something. Yeah, it's awful. Like for example, there shouldn't be pieces of glass found in like baby food or whatever. But it's that batch. It's just like, you know what, I told the group yesterday about the fact that my orangeade tastes like sweet chili.
Yeah.
No, just tastes like chili. But I'm not going to stop drinking orangeade. I'm going to stop drinking that bottle of orangeade because I don't want it to taste like chili. You don't take your sample size of one experience and apply it to everything. That's not how science works. No. Science takes samples and then draws conclusions. You don't do it the other way around.
I mean, there's so many other palettes that they've shown have not got that issue. I mean, they're not great palettes, they're poor quality, but you can't be going around like saying, oh, this is asbestos in it.
No.
And then that one who's like, oh, my friend lost her eye because blah, blah, blah. Did they though?
Did they?
You sure there, Jan?
Yeah, pretty sure. Also, yeah, these are real glitters. Well, they're not fake glitters.
Yeah, I don't really know what. Like, do they mean more like craft glitters? Is that what they mean?
Like maybe they're like scratchy. The other thing that made me laugh is because I know it sounds really bad, but when it says woke up the next morning with swollen eye and a bruised eye, wasn't expecting a lot for the price of suddenly wasn't expecting that. I was like, she really got some bang for her buck.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, you should be so careful when you're taking glitter off. I think
stop rubbing it around and stuff. You can cause like tiny little microdress. Take it from me, my parents are both ophthalmologists.
And I think oftentimes people don't know how they're meant to remove glitter. FYI, Just get a piece of sellotape and
like maybe put it like on something to take off some of the like raw stickiness.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, that's it. We've gotten through another episode of shitty reviews or reviews of shit. So if you can follow Gaia on Instagram, that would be fabulous. She's rather excellent, and I'm quite fond of her face and the rest of her in general too. Oh, that sounds so. I'm keeping that in. This is my channel, bitches. Whee! I don't know. I'm in a weird mood tonight. Anyways, go follow Gaia. You know the whole thing. If you see any weird reviews or any reviews that you want us to have a little giggle or a chat about, either send them to me or send them to Gaia. You can find us both on Instagram. A few of you guys get me on WhatsApp because, you know, do like contact us, give us screenshots, URLs or whatever of things that you found, because we do get a good little giggle out of these and we do enjoy filming them. I think you can tell, hopefully, who knows. I'm not held here at gunpoint.
We hate each other, but you can't tell.
Oh, we're such good actors. Anyways, you know the drill. Do please like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you can see more episodes like this and just other general fucking nonsense, if we're entirely honest. Do please share, because sharing is caring. Unless, of course, it's an STD, in which case, you know, wrap it up. Don't be gross. That's
because
it.
those of you who come here just to dislike this video, you won't have watched this far. Fuck you!
Although, if you do dislike it, it still counts as engagement. So, oh well. I win anyways. But yeah, that's it. We will see you in the next one. Bye.